Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Tika the Cosmic Witch here. Thank you so much for tuning in, and happy full moon. If you are watching this at the time that this is being posted, then happy full moon in Taurus to you, or Beaver moon for those of you that follow the folklore calendar. So because the full moon is almost here, the cats are super active right now. So if the video becomes a little bit chaotic, I do apologize in advance. My cats are very active right now, so yeah. So this video is going to be a little bit different because I ensured that I was super prepared, because I've been getting a lot of downloads lately just in regards to like everything. My meditations have been really intense these days. Even just pulling cards these days has been really intense. Like there's just so much more information coming in, but it's with the same amount of time. And so I want to ensure that I'm actually, telling you guys everything that is coming through. So I actually took some notes down when I was reviewing the chart for the second time, because I wanted to make sure I wasn't missing anything. And of course, when I looked at it the two times, I saw two different, things happening. So, yeah, so anyway, I'm going to read you guys the notes and, talk about the astro aspects first, of course, about the Taurus moon. Now, before I do go into the actual aspects and transits of what we have and are dealing with right now, I want to just talk about Taurus energy first. So Taurus is, of course, ruled by Venus. So Venus is all about abundance, attraction, harmony, joy, success, fertility. And so with this full moon, essentially what we're going to be seeing is fertility in, potentially our career paths, fertility in growth for ourselves, new things coming through for us. That is what we'll be seeing right now. And so with that energy, it can be really powerful, and you can really make a lot of things happen with this energy, but you have to really know how to work with it first. You have to know how to be realistic, because Venus energy is very fun, it's very playful, it's very ooh, like I'm feeling myself energy, but you need to still be realistic when you're working this energy, because otherwise it could just go to waste, essentially, right? So that is what the Venus energy up to the full moon in Taurus is going to be like. And I am going to be announcing right now that there will be some new products available in the Black Hat Apothecary as of the full moon. I will be creating a full moon bath soak, which I will share with you guys very soon. But it's going to be essentially a Venusian goddess type bath soak, charged under the Venus lunar aspects. And so because we have this full moon Taurus coming up now, I wanted to take full advantage of that. And to know what the bath soak will help with, you can stay tuned, and I will share those details with you guys very soon. I do not want to share anything else because obviously it's sacred. But yeah, so anyway, I'm going to go ahead and start reading my notes because I have been chatting for quite a bit now. Okay. First of all, the full moon in Taurus is actually happening right after a really important day, which is the 11-11-11 portal. So on November 11th, there's going to be this massive portal, which has to do with the divine, feminine, masculine energy, and balancing those two energies within ourselves, within our lives, relationships blossoming beautifully, and there being ascendance in that space as well, and really within ourselves, and ascendance within our higher self, and being more aligned to that higher self, or even meeting our higher self. And so the full moon in Taurus is happening right after that day. And so it's happening at 8:34 a.m. and that is Eastern Standard Time on the 12th of November. So again, if you are not on the East Coast or you're not following Eastern Standard Time, you can go ahead and put into Google how to convert that time frame for yourself, because it will be different. So here are some of the aspects for you, okay? The moon will be opposite to Mercury in Scorpio, okay? So, and that will be in the 11th house, which is naturally ruled by Aquarius. So when we're looking at this, I'm seeing that there's this idea of us really looking at how do we feel about the changes that we're making, and what discomfort still lies there in the changes that we have made so far, and how can we confront that discomfort now and overcome it so that we can become more powerful in the next step in our journey. Because there's a need for us to clean it up. There's a need for us to really clean up our subconscious really as well too. which is, I know, more 12th house related, but still this energy is coming through because of the Mercury retrograde energy. So that's why I mentioned the subconscious. So there's secrets and things being, you know, called to rest. That's Raja for you, to rest, and being really, you know, just being really anxious, and, you know, there's some serious conversations that need to happen right now as well. So there's that as well. There's also that. Now, there's going to be, yeah, a lot of serious conversations that are happening as well. So if there's been, like, I don't want to say a scandal, but potentially something that, you know, should have been exposed before but wasn't, and you've been kind of thinking about it, maybe something that you've been holding back and not telling somebody, well, there's a sign of that now coming to fruition, and, you know, the discussion of this thing is now happening. Okay? Now, the moon trines Saturn in Pluto and in Capricorn. So, and that is in the second house. So there's this, you know, changes are now being made will actually benefit you in the long term, in your long-term goals. So any change that you're making right now, you really need to ensure that they are really thought out like completely, because they are connected to your collective destiny and your future, and, you know, they are going to help maintain those goals to be stable and to thrive, and these are your long-term goals. Okay, this Saturn's no longer retrograde, right? So Saturn in its home sign of Capricorn with this beautiful trine to the Taurus moon is really great energy for us to really write down our long-term goals and really ensure that we are creating a plan that is really realistic for them to come true. And if we are writing down our long-term goals as descriptively as we possibly can, then there's a chance that we will see them come through even faster. And I'll say faster, and I'm going to explain faster to you guys in a second. So again, write down your goals, okay? Like, this is some serious manifesting happening right now. And just think about yourself, like, where do your goals make sense and where do they not make sense? What changes do you have to make now? And where, you know, where can they be made, essentially? Could you be more disciplined now? Should you be less disciplined now? Do you need to ease off a little bit? Perhaps that's what it is. I feel like it's more about easing off a little bit and not being so harsh on yourself, and really just celebrating how far you've come as well too, before judging so harshly where you aren't versus where you are right now, because I know we do that a lot. Now, there is also a trine with Mercury to Neptune and the Sun. So I'm seeing a lot of like spiritual events and rituals happening right now, with group gatherings happening. There's going to be a lot of blessings and lessons there. So if there are any group gatherings happening there's going to be a lot of spiritual lessons. So even if it's not like a, you know, full moon ritual that you're going to or what have you, it doesn't matter. There's going to be spiritual lessons and blessings that are going to be at these gatherings, and you really need to pay attention to what's going on, the conversations that are being had in these situations. Now, also with this beautiful trine with Neptune to Mercury, this is like such awesome energy to work with, because this is like the best in setting intentions aspect. So writing down your dreams, okay? Well, we just had the moon in Pisces. What were those dreams that you saw? You know, what did you see? What did you feel? And how can you apply it now? Write those intentions down and ensure that it is crystal clear like quartz, so that when you are putting your intention into your magic, it is lighting the night sky with no problem. So speak what you seek until you see what you've said. All right, that's that. There's more notes coming. So now we also have a square to Venus with Neptune as well. So this I talked about a little bit on Twitter, but I'm gonna go back into it right now. So be very careful with the overspending, okay? Again, I know Mercury retrograde has us all bombing our bank accounts. Trust me, I myself am also affected, and that is why I've been doing so much manifestation work, and I am so excited that we have this woman in Taurus so I can finally do this dang ritual that I've gotten prepared, because it's just been insane. But still, like, be realistic. Don't overspend. Self-care every day is not necessary to spend money on. Self-care is meditation. Self-care is taking a bath. Self-care is cleaning your room. Okay, be a little bit more frugal and mindful of where you're really putting your money, and just think about the energy to put into manifesting that money so that when you're spending it later on, you are, thinking about where it came from, essentially, too. And also, like, creating a little bit better relationship with your money. There might be right now, because there's not a lot of money coming in for us, because we're spending so much, because we're so stressed, we're so anxious, we're so this, we're so that, we're so tired to cook, we're this and that, we're making up excuses for ourselves because of the retrograde. You can also put in the intention that you can create a better relationship with money at this time of the year because of this full moon in Taurus. Okay, that's very much so to do with our relationship with money. Tauruses can be a little overindulgent with the money, right? So, what money mantras do you have? Do you even have money mantras? If not, look into those and maybe create some. Now, it's not necessary also to say yes to everything. So there are things that we might be attracted to right now that we might think are good for us because they look so pretty or they look like so much fun, but they might not really have our best interests. And so be very, very careful and cautious of that, okay? And I say that to say as well that there is also a square with Jupiter to Neptune. So again, be very, very realistic with your intentions that you were writing down, the magic work that you're putting in, the alchemy work that you're putting in. Be very realistic with your results. Be realistic with, the thought process that's going into it so that you are ensuring that the best outcome can happen. And for the best outcome to even happen, there needs to be a really good environment for it to thrive in. So look around the environment too and ensure that it's clean and, ready for that abundance. And also remember that manifesting your heart's desire takes time, okay? So don't rush everything. Yes, this moon is about abundance, but it's not really about trying to invest in stock things or, try to go all over the place. It's really about like writing down the long-term goals, writing down the wealth and abundance and joy that you see for yourself in the future and what you would like to have now and what the big gap is, and making sure that you're having a realistic plan so that you're not having to take this huge leap to get to the next step. It's going to be, very consistent strides. Okay, now there's also a trine to Jupiter with Uranus, which is really interesting. So I'm seeing that there's going to be a lot of change in our luck, essentially. So very quick change in our luck. So if you feel like things have been going kind of bleh for you, that is going to change very soon, especially for those of you who are ruling under Aquarius or Taurus, okay? So dreams can also develop really quickly. So you might think that you're a lot further away from the next step that you're trying to manifest, but because of this trine with Uranus to Jupiter, it could actually become, produced in the 3D world much faster than you were expecting. So ensure that you are prepared. So again, back to the previous aspect, be realistic. So again, when you're manifesting these things, can you handle them right now if they were to develop within the next week? Because there's a potential reality that they could with these aspects. Okay, so something that I haven't really done a whole lot of is sharing my predictions. And so I was really able to kind of sit with myself for a moment, receiving these downloads of what I'm seeing as predictions for this full moon in Taurus. Now, these things could also be happening a little bit right now. I don't really look into the news, to be honest. I try not to look into it because it's just so sad, and it's not that I'm not aware of what's happening. I am very much so aware. Hello, Aquarius rising moon in Aquarius in my first house. I'm very aware, and that's the problem. I am so aware. So I try to unplug from the news as much as possible because I'm so aware. And so anyway, these are my predictions. So you guys, if you guys will watch the news, if you go on Twitter and you see anything like this, let me know, tag me in it so I can see, because I'm very curious to know how many of these things are actually coming through. So for the full moon, here are my predictions. First of all, we have Uranus and Taurus in the 5th house, okay? So I'm seeing that there's going to be a shift in the market to do with business closures due to technical issues. A lot of businesses are not going to be able to keep up with the technical industry and how things are thriving in that way. And so there's going to be a lot of businesses closing because of that reason. Now, I'm also seeing that there's going to be a lot of upgrades being announced in regards to the world of technology. So there could be a lot of companies that are, you know, in the technology industry that are going to be announcing a lot of upgrades to their systems. Maybe it's a phone system, a laptop system, whatever it is. That could be coming out around that time of the week as well, around the full moon. Now, because we also have the moon in Taurus in the 6th house, which is naturally ruled by Virgo, I'm also seeing a lot of self-improvement apps. So like Fitbits, those like apps that like track your steps for you. We have one in Canada called Carrots Reward, where it tracks your steps for you. Now, all these little things, gym memberships as well, I'm seeing there's going to be a shift in general in regards to like human movement and, you know, us wanting to be that better physical self while we are still on this earth realm. And so there's going to be, I'm seeing a spike in memberships at the gym, spikes in downloads with those Fitbits and other type of healthy, whatever weird apps that they have out there that track your, essentially tracking where you are all the time. Now, that market's going to do very well, obviously, because of the spike. Now, I'm also seeing there's going to be a boost in sales to do with growth in plant-based and agriculture. So there's going to be a huge, even bigger shift and a bigger growth spurt for the plant-based industry coming up within this shift of the full moon. So look out for that as well. So again, this could be fast food restaurant chains, various restaurants now announcing more plant-based, more healthier alternatives as well on their menus, I'm seeing. Now, a lot more people I'm also seeing are going to be moving out away from the cities. This shift I've been seeing before when Uranus first went into Taurus last year, but because of the full moon now coming back, I'm still seeing that still being very potent and is being triggered again right now. So there's going to be a lot of purchases of land, I'm seeing. Now, a few more things here. I'm seeing there's going to be a lot of environmental protests happening, and I know this is already happening right now, but there's going to be a lot happening, particularly on this date or around this date. So within the Tuesday, maybe even the Monday to the Thursday/Friday, there's going to be this like climax of even if there's like environmental protests happening now, there's going to be something that's going to like escalate the situation even more around this time of the full moon, okay? Now, I'm also seeing there's going to be new laws being put in place to do with the environment, and it's actually in terms of protecting the environment, I want to say, because of that trine to Saturn with Uranus. And lastly, this one's not really super positive, but we're going to be going to the cards afterwards anyway, so I'm going to share it with you guys. I'm also, because of this moon and the Uranus in Taurus, I'm also seeing there's going to be a lot of hurricanes and landslides, mass fires and other natural disasters that are also going to be happening, but maybe even more extreme, because again, the full moon brings the tides in, so it's going to be even more extreme than usual. So I hope I'm not super right on that one. Obviously that sucks, but I know that these shifts in Mother Nature is also to wake up humanity because they're still sleeping. So you guys can look out for that and let me know where that goes. Now, I did shuffle the cards already, but I haven't looked at them. So I am going to go ahead and show those with you guys. Now, I was asking Spirit as I was shuffling these cards, what is it that we are releasing through around this full moon, and what are we creating space for, essentially, okay? As a collective, that is, obviously. Wow, I just pulled this card before. Okay, so first we have peace. Now, I'm using the Goddess Oracle because obviously Venus energy from the Taurus moon. So we have peace, okay? We also have easy does it, as in slowing down, okay? And leap of faith. So just with those three cards, it's like as if we're releasing the fear and really deciding now, okay, I apologize for my hideous nails, but whatever. It's really saying okay and being okay with the fact that, you know, I was afraid before, I was down myself before, but I'm not anymore, and I'm ready to go, and really overcoming that fear for real and going into the next step, into manifesting our dream to becoming even more of a reality. But as we're doing that, we're going to take our time, because obviously full moon in Taurus, things are happening slowly, okay, with this energy, and also to just trust the energy that it is, and allowing yourself to remember that you are being taken care of because the universe has said so, because you're answers have said so. Now we also have the new moon eclipse card, which is saying that we can expect some powerful changes, which yes, I agree, because of all these beautiful trines. We also have the full moon saying to surrender to the divine. So again, peace, easy does it, you know, slowing down and surrendering, really surrendering to the full moon, really surrendering to the mother moon, and really understanding that this powerful change, it's not going to be chaotic. It's not going to be this like terrible experience. It's going to be enjoyable. And so you should be enjoying it. You should be embracing the change, the shift, and just dance as the world just continues to, you know, sway in the galaxy. Just dance. Now, we also have the North Node. So stepping out of your comfort zone. Oh my God, you guys, look at this. Leap of faith. Stepping out of your comfort zone. Again, taking that leap of faith, but also remembering and trusting that everything is going to work in divine fashion and order. There is nothing that can go wrong right now, okay? And I'm not saying that you need to be cocky, but wow, I was about to say this. Confidence is key to your success. So, you know, have faith, have peace, and trust that it's all going to work out, because it is. The cards are really just saying, like, surrender. It's all going to work out just fine. Step out of your comfort zone. So write down the biggest dream that you have. There's no limits to this. There's no limits to this, you guys. I know that a lot of us think that we deserve less, and so we're so humble, and that we write these like vanilla versions of our dreams, when really it's this, you know, chocolate red velvet cheesecake sundae. I don't know, okay? And you're just like, oh, well, no. Powerful change is coming now. And you need to take that leap of faith and get going, okay? Get your tail away from between your legs and start walking. Okay, so I'm gonna pull the tarot cards now and show you guys what the tarot cards are showing. So we have the Seven of Cups here. We have the Sun here. Wow, also the World. Ooh. The World again, wow. This is not even funny, you guys. The Seven of Pentacles. And the Father of Swords. Okay, perfect. So again, be realistic with your plan, okay? We saw this with the Venus square to Jupiter. Be realistic with your plan. Don't be deceived because of the rose glasses you have on. Yes, it's great to be confident. Yes, it's great to be excited. Yes, it's great to be, you know, really believing in your abilities, but be realistic as well. Take your time, okay? We were already told that. Take your time. The full moon is in Taurus. Taurus is slow as F. They are so slow, oh my gosh. Earth takes its time, but Earth grows at a certain pace that it knows it needs to in order to thrive and to flourish and to be able to stabilize and support life, support you. So easy does it. Really take your time. Don't, you know, run into it and then you get deceived when the results, you know, just blows up in your face, and it's all it is. It's just smoke and mirrors. Now the sun again is connected to this card. I feel the Leo card, confidence. Be confident. Wave that flag, wave that pride that you have, okay? Be proud, be so inspired. Be inspired. Go have fun. And also just understand and realize that you are worthy of this journey. And this journey, there is an ending that is now happening. As we know, this was what happens with full moons. Full moons tend to bring the end of a cycle, the climax of things. So this, to me, is the climax. Okay, there is a climax that is coming, yes. And it's the end of another cycle, and it makes sense because we are having the last portal of the decade. Okay, the 11-11-11 portal is happening just before the full moon in Taurus. And so there's this climax happening and this ending happening, and then there's going to be this powerful beginning happening. Now, what is that essentially? Well, first and foremost, we have the Seven of Pentacles here and the Father of Swords. So again, okay, my ducks are in a line. I got what I wanted. I'm doing really well. Things have ascended relatively quickly, Okay, 7 is also connected to the divine's number, masculine, feminine energy. So everything is completely balanced and going really well. Everything is something really great. But now it's time to also pay attention and, you know, protect what you have. Take care of what you have. Now that you've planted these beautiful seeds, it's time to take care of them. Okay? Work the land if you have to. Take care of your seeds. And don't be deceived. Use your intellect. Put your head before your heart. Use your intellect, because you have just built up this beautiful growth for yourself. And now it's time to, you know, take action. It's time to take action. But to take action, you're going to need to have a clear mind. You're going to need to have a clear head. And you're going to have to really be thinking about the end goal and not putting your heart before your head, because otherwise you might get this. Wow, you guys. Okay, so that is what I am seeing for the Cosmic Coven. So as a quick, yeah, that was a lot. Yeah, you guys. So what are we losing? Well, we're losing our fear. We're losing that fear, that fear that was keeping us from taking that leap of faith. That fear that was keeping us in our comfort zone. That faith was avoiding us from, that faith that was keeping us away from the sunlight. That faith that was keeping us, you know, hidden and not really stepping into our excellence and rising to the occasion that we really need to be. Okay, so I also just want to show you guys really quickly some crystals for this moon that I'm kind of gravitating towards, and I kind of didn't really think about it until now, actually, but I'm really gravitating towards good old amethyst, because there's a lot of trines with Mercury and Neptune, and that's just really great stuff. And it's all water, so I know that when I'm writing my intentions down and I'm manifesting, I want to ensure that I'm also meditating with my amethyst. So if for those of you who have downloaded your Mercury retrograde kit, I know that it talks about a lot of blue stones in your meditations, but definitely add some amethyst to it as well, because that is very, very, very important. Now, I'm also gravitating towards jade, because Taurus energy, growth and luck and abundance, and also to serpentine, because of transformation. There's a nice trine with Saturn and Pluto, so I'm seeing also transformation as well. So yeah, anything, you know, greens, purples, obviously whatever you guys want to work with is obviously great too. Rose quartz is great too. Clear quartz always does the trick as well. But yeah, so anyway, you guys, that is all I have to say about the moon. So if this video made sense to you and you enjoyed it and you resonate with this message, and maybe you're listening to it now and then coming back to it later because you wanted to check up on the predictions or all the other aspects and the message that was delivered to you, definitely like this video and comment, let me know how your transition is going, how your transformation is going, and all that good stuff. And I thank you so much for tuning in, you guys. I appreciate you guys so much. Yes, I am back on YouTube. I was doing the IGTV thing, but I'm going to try to use IGTV for more like mini rants and other guided meditations and things like that. So yeah, and if you also want to order your Mercury retrograde kit, I will also be putting the link below so that you are able to do that. It is not too late. Otherwise, I wish you guys a happy full moon. Conjure safely, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.